Welcome to your Wednesday edition. Today we're going to focus on continuing your introduction activity yesterday on inheritance and genetics. So to get you organized, ready to go, please make sure you are using page 111 in your notebook, in your interactive notebook. The topic and essential question are on the screen. Please feel free to pause. Take the time that you need to get this information down and get yourself organized. So before I get started jumping into today's activity, I want you to think about three things. I want you to think about who in your immediate family, so I'm talking mom or dad, where did you get your hair color? Does it match either one of your parents? And if not, what about your grandparents? Where did you get your eye color? And then do you look exactly like one of your parents? And you can go ahead and write those on page 111. Again, you're just jotting down your thoughts here. Okay, so for the activity for today, I have two options for you. Option one, you can conduct the activity at home using materials that you have around the house. Or option two, you can watch me completing the activity and use the information in my video. My video will be posted on our Google website, so please make sure you scroll down below where this video is posted and you can observe that. Otherwise, today's activity to do at home does not require a whole lot of materials. You need 6 containers. If you don't have 6 containers, trust me, you really don't need them. Small piles spread out on the floor would be completely fine. You'll need 48 squares of paper with 4 different colors. If you don't have a sheet of paper that you can cut into 48 squares, that's okay. Do you have Legos that are all similar, all the same size, but in 4 different colors? Or beads, buttons, paper clips, anything truly in this situation. It's all a matter of it being a symbolic representation. So if you have 6 lids to storage containers, great. And if you have 48 squares of paper and they're not different colors, it's okay to take a marker, an ink pen, a crayon, a color pencil, and mark them. Or you can just simply write the name or even the letter of 4 different colors on each one. Like I said, there's a lot of flexibility there. It's just a symbolic representation. If you are choosing the at-home performance of this activity, please make sure you scroll down below this video. You'll see that the option 2 is posted there, and so are slides for the directions for you to complete this activity as well. So at this time, please make your decision on which you are choosing, option 1 or option 2, and then please pause this video so that you aren't listening to me talking in the background about something that doesn't make sense because you haven't done the activity yet. So please press pause, complete the activity, and then come back here so that you can look for the next set of directions. Okay, thank you for coming back and completing that activity. There is a second page to that assignment document that I'm sure that you have already noticed existed, and just seeing it in the left part of your screen shows you, hey, cute elves. But then there are 3 questions on the back side, the second page, sorry, of that document that I want you to respond to. Again, you're going to need to pause this video, go respond to those 3 questions, and then come back. It makes the rest of this make a whole lot more sense when you know what I'm talking about. So I'll see you when you get back again. Okay, so Thank you for coming back again. I promise that this is the last segment of the video. You will not need to pause and do something to come back. I want to talk about those 3 activity questions that I wanted you to look at that were on that second page of the document. The first one asked, did all 4 children inherit exactly the same traits? And justify your answer. So in that activity, I asked you to pull out genetic information for 4 offspring. And I'm going to say that you probably did not have exactly the same traits for all 4. You may have had some that were the same, but it wasn't going to be identical. And that's because offspring of sexual reproduction are a mixture of their parents' traits. You're getting your genetic information 50% from the mother and 50% from the father. Question number 2 was, if 2 have the same traits, will they look exactly alike? And then justify your answer. They're not going to look exactly alike. Let's be honest that I was having you pull colored pieces of paper to represent a very small portion of the genetic information that an offspring is going to inherit. So just because they may have had 2 of these offspring may have had the same traits, they're still not going to be identical. And the last question, would any of the children look exactly like their parents? Here's another negative answer. None of the children will look exactly like their parents because, as I said in the last question, they are a mixture of the traits from both parents. So they won't look just like their dad and be a 100% replication because they only have some genetic information coming from dad and then some coming from mom. So let's talk about a few more things to get you thinking. Sometimes you will hear, you look just like your mother. I know I hear that from my siblings. They're like, you look just like mom. Is it possible for any of you, myself included, to look just like my mother? Nope. You may look a lot like someone and you may share similarities in observable traits, but again, you are not going to have all of your genetic makeup coming from your mother. You are going to have some coming from your father, and you are a mixture of both. So let me throw you a curveball here. Sometimes people will say, oh, you got your eye color from your uncle. Is that even possible? Can you get your eye color from your uncle? Nope. So you don't inherit traits from extended family like your aunts and your uncles. You are inheriting traits from your parents. So the male and the female that are the parental life givers, they're the only ones giving you traits. Now, your uncle is related to one of your parents. And so they are going to share genetic makeup from your grandparents because that's their parents, right? So you may have the same or similar traits to an extended relative like your uncle, but do know that is not because you got the traits from them that you share that. It's because you have a set of individuals in your family, your grandparents, that had shared genetic information with their offspring, which is your mom and your uncle or your dad and your uncle. And that's where that similarity would happen. Doesn't mean that you got it from your uncle. Okay, so we had a great introduction today in looking at offspring of sexual reproduction. So please note that we will next week get deeper into exploring these genetic relationships, but we just needed to lay down the foundation to say all offspring from sexual reproduction are a mixture of their parents. So even if you look a lot like your mom, you're still part your dad. All right, guys, thanks for taking the time and participating in today's activity. If you have questions, need help, you know where to find me and when. See you guys later.